Rhodes Lawson on XFM. This is Josh Widdicombe. Bit trivia. They are named after the former Chancellor of the Exchequer, Nigel Lawson, who they were big fans of. It's true.
Good.
They're originally called Norman Lamont, but it didn't play with the 16 to 24-year-old age bracket as they'd hoped. Nigella Lawson was on Eurovision last night. She was delivering the scores. She was our score deliverer.
Okay.
That's true.
I didn't stay up till that time.
All right. I thought you thought delivering the scores was some kind of reference to her...
She started a takeaway business.
What?
She's a chef, delivering, takeaway.
Yeah, it'll do. This is the Josh Widdicombe Show. Last week we had Joe Lycett on. He was annoyed because Fern Britton had blocked him on Twitter. If you didn't listen... That's the kind of thing we're going to be dealing with for the next 3 hours. I got blocked this week by someone I don't know. So someone tweeted me to make it clear. I tweeted about Mick Hucknall.
On brand. On brand,
yeah. I said he's named after the former Ministry of Defence. Anyway, so I tweeted that he looked like someone boiled Noel Edmonds, right? I'm not claiming that was a good tweet. I'm saying it was workmanlike. You've got to send out a certain amount of tweets to justify sending out one promoting your tour. That's how I view it. Someone tweeted me and called me a face Nazi.
What's that even mean?
Presumably judging Mick Hucknall on his physical appearance, which isn't true, because I hate his music as well. I hate everything about him, so it's fine. I'm not a face Nazi. If anything, I'm just a Nazi, which is much worse. I'm not.
Good.
That'd be a terrible way for me to break that news to the nation. Anyway, they tweeted me and I clicked on them and they'd blocked me. I didn't want to follow them anyway. I don't know who you are. Don't. It's unbelievable. Do you mute people on Twitter?
I don't think I do.
It's the best thing that's ever happened.
Okay.
Because you can follow people but not hear anything from them. I've now started following people so that I can mute them.
Very odd.
So that I can have the joy of going, I don't want to hear any of that, mate. Oh, it's great. Anyway, talking of, Royal Blood this is. But just next, there's an art shop just around the corner from me. And one of the things they're selling is the cover of the Royal Blood album. Is that a famous painting?
It is now, #1 album.
83936 or tweet us at XFM.
Josh Widdicombe, XFM.
Little Monster, Royal Blood. We still no further to find out who the artist is on the cover. And let's let that mystery lie, shall we now? You went to check the texts. We won't have had any on that, will we?
I went to check Wikipedia.
Oh, you were going to check Wikipedia, my beloved.
Yes.
Right, unfinished business. Just really anything you've got from last week. Hi, guys. This is from Bonnie, open brackets, Bournemouth, close brackets. Because she should have used the word from, it would have just been easier. Hi, guys, you bet. Lovely start. Last week, and Richard, not knowing if he imagined a challenge when a child could identify footballers by their knees. I know the knee story, but I think I read it in a magazine 10 to 15 years ago. A grandma was testing her 4 to 5-year-old grandson on who all the footballers were on his cards. She jokingly covered the face, but he still guessed it right. That's not you bet.
Well, no, that is, because the story was that Richard...
It's knees.
Okay.
I think that's unrelated.
No, I think you called for anyone to confirm the footballer story, so she's kind of done...
Yeah, I'm not having a go at Bonnie, but I don't think that answers the you bet question. Unless that 4 to 5-year-old child was then put on you bet. What 4 to 5-year-old child has football cards? Dear Josh and producer Neil, regarding mildly famous family members, my wife's cousin is the legendary, open brackets amongst very specific footballing circles, close brackets, Tamika Wakandwaya. Mkwandwaya.
It's a very difficult name to pronounce.
It's tough, yeah. Mkwandwaya. Tamika Mkwandwaya. Well, we'll edit that out. Oh, God, my life. He was Player of the Year at Millwall in Mkwandwaya. He was Player of the Year at Millwall 2011. Do you want to have a go?
Mkwandwaya.
Oh yeah, it's quite easy actually. He was player of the year at Millwall in 2011 and is now residing in Florida playing in, quotation marks, soccer. From my experience, I confirm that a footballer's wedding is amazing, but would not recommend to your listeners that they attend one with their wife-to-be, as planning stages of their own wedding can be very humbling stroke disappointing. Keep up the good work. Neil, is that you?
No, I didn't write that in.
You were very good at pronouncing McAndwire. I think from now on you should do all names, so I'll just carry on, and then when I stop, you chip in with the name.
Okay.
So this next one.
Go on. Oh, Josh.
I was a long-suffering listener of your live XFM show, but I'm afraid to say that I've been forced to listen to the podcast instead, due to the change from Saturday to Sunday a year ago. I thought you and producer Neil would like to know that I often listen to the podcast at minus 0.5 times speed to extend the experience and greatly improve it. Many thanks, loyal listener.
Robert Goldfinch.
Yeah, that wasn't a difficult one.
No, it wasn't. All right.
Were you playing to the stalls? Were you trying to...
No.
All right. Well, thank you, Robert. I presume also it gives our voice kind of sexy Barry White tone.
We gotta hope.
We must be much more bassy at half speed.
You reckon?
Yeah.
Or do you want to give it a go?
Can we do it? How does that work? What are you going to do? Slow down time?
No, we can't do it on
No, of course not, because you can't slow down time.
No, doesn't matter. Carry on.
Unbelievable. Just play a song. There we go. Block Rocking Beats by the Chemical Brothers. Chemical Bros, I call them. Saves time.
Josh Widdicombe.
Do you want to hear today's topics on the Josh Widdicombe show?
Yes, please.
What weird themed parties have you been to? No, that was to the audience. That's why I left the gap for them to reply. I imagine they're replying to the radio. I went to my first ever Eurovision party last night. Have you been to one of these?
I haven't, no.
We were all told to dress as a country, and no one did except the Susanna, whose party it was. She seemingly dressed as Mexico. I thought she was Portugal. There was a lot of debate, but I think it turned out she was Mexico, which was a bit of a shame. But it was good. You basically all sit around and watch Eurovision, and then about 7 or 8 songs in, people start to drift away from the television. But you know, there was gin and tonic.
What more could you ask for?
In a kind of water cooler.
Really?
But like a kind of glass... You know those glass water coolers?
Yeah.
They put gin and tonic in that, so I was fully on board.
That would liven up the workplace, actually, if you had one.
Do you think that'd be good for the workplace?
I think it would be, actually.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't know how it would help us shut up. We're so early that we probably wouldn't... I mean, it'd be like the drive time ones. By the time you got to evening, you'd be in serious trouble. But I don't think John Holmes would be adversely affected on the breakfast show. So what weirdly themed parties have you been to? We had bingo cards, we had everything. It was great.
What, to check off, like, cliches and stuff?
Yeah. Also, have you watched Eurovision? I've never really seen it before. It's really camp. It's, I think it's... I was watching it. I think it's how ISIS imagine the West is 24/7. So there's that, and we've got Lloyd Griffith coming on from 11. He's a comedian, but he was trying to get to sing before the Grimsby's playoff final, was it?
Yeah, it was the conference playoff final.
Conference playoff final, which they lost, didn't they? And he, I think singing, I don't know if he managed it, we're going to ask him on the show, but singing disasters or mishaps, anything that's gone wrong singing-wise. I went to a wedding of Mike Wozniak's wedding, he's of this parish. I went with Henry Packer of this parish and Ellis James of this parish every Saturday. And because Mike's now wife is Welsh, they had one of the songs was in Welsh, but no one knew the lyrics, so they... without asking, they asked Ellis to stand at the front of the church and lead the song. It was amazing. You're right to just stand at the front and lead the song, aren't you? What? It was a brilliant moment. So, any anecdotes regarding singing that have gone wrong? Singing in public, singing in private?
School choirs. You know, we're taking them all.
Josh Widdicombe.
Wolf Alice, Bros. It'd be good if it was the other way around as well. They should. Bros should release a song called Wolf Alice as well, because they get some hits on Spotify just by missed searches. Be interesting to see what was more popular on Spotify: Bros by Wolf Alice or Wolf Alice by Bros.
Your head's quite unique, isn't it?
I think that's an interesting. I mean, we'll never know, because I imagine I don't even know if they did fall out. The nation fell out with them.
Bros, obviously not.
Bros, not Wolf Alice. Now, we are looking for weird parties you've been to in terms of theme. It's going to take some beating. James Aronson's really set the bar high. We hosted an egg and toast party. We just bought a new swanky toaster that also cooks eggs. I love the thought. Would you go?
Yeah.
Would you?
Yeah, just...
It's an egg and toast pie. How does a toaster cook eggs?
I don't know. Maybe it's got a...
boiling system in it. I mean, it's a great toaster. I wonder if it was in the morning. Would you eat before you went, or would you wait?
I'd eat before I went, because I imagine there'd be quite a queue.
Oh, yeah, I bet there would. Well, I'd be happy to watch it. I don't really like egg that much, but I'd be happy to watch it more than I'd be interested in eating it.
Yeah, I mean, if you still got it, if you got a picture and you can tweet us.
Oh, yeah. I bet James Aronson's still got it. I mean, why would you ever get rid of that toaster? Because every toaster after that... I mean, if that had broken and then you'd go into John Lewis and go, have you got a toaster that also cooks eggs? And they'd go, are you having a breakdown? What are you talking about?
Josh Widdicombe.
Still prefer the Bewitched version. C'est la vie, Stereophonics. I mean, I don't. Obviously. My favourite bit of the Bewitched... I've just Googled it. The bit at the start where there's a bit of spoken word, but you don't remember this, do you? C'est la vie by Bewitched.
Oh, is this the Bewitched version? Okay.
Yeah, not that. Although it would have been good if they just as a little nod in C'est la vie by the Stereophonics, if they'd had an Irish person saying some people look like me dad. What, are you serious? I don't think they should have written on the lyrics, officially on AZ Lyrics, me dad.
That's what's said.
If that's what's said, yeah. Each week we'll go, due to my ongoing addiction to Wikipedia, I'll run you through what Wikipedia pages I've looked at this week. Black Rebel Motorcycle Club. I then went on to listen to the first two albums. To say the second one's worse than the first is the understatement of a decade. Torres, open brackets, singer, close brackets.
Not Fernando.
Not Fernando.
Footballer.
No. Snow globes.
Okay, why?
I saw a snow globe, and I thought, I do like snow globes.
Where were you with a snow globe in May?
I found one in my house, like a little snow globe that obviously is, you end up with things in a drawer. And I thought, I wonder who invented the snow globe.
And?
Don't know. Jason McAteer.
Is it because he...
No, he didn't invent the snow globe. Though, because obviously he would have a place for, because he's got rid of his dandruff when he did that Head and Shoulders up, but said the snow globe would remind him of old times. If you wash a snow globe in Head and Shoulders, does it get rid of the snow? Just Good Friends, the sitcom from the 1980s.
Okay.
Alan Yentob.
Yep, nice guy.
Is it a nice guy?
I don't know, I'm just being not being polite.
Grape Nuts.
Are they some sort of cereal that's hit the
They are,
market?
yeah. Yeah, they're really nice. Mariella Frostrup. John Barnes.
Why?
Because there's a library in Camden called the John Barnes Library. And I wondered whether that was John
right.
Barnes. But he was born in Kingston, Jamaica, so it seems unlikely.
I thought he'd just have a wing named after him.
Ah! That's very good. Really nice. Really good. Really top quality. Lovely bit of business. Acting Baby.
You too.
Yeah. And the Zoo TV tour, which was the tour of Acting Baby, which I would say is the greatest Wikipedia page I've ever read. It's an hour long. That's how much information there is. I know it's meant to be one of the greatest ever music tours. It's insane. It's like the details. Did you know they did a link up with people who are in war-torn Sarajevo?
Okay.
I'm just gonna...
Should we do it later?
Yeah, we'll do it later.
Okay.
All right. We'll talk about... We'll do a special Call My Josh about Zoo TV.
Okay.
Yeah.
Josh Widdicombe.
What an album that is. I mean, we didn't play the whole thing, we just played the lead single. My Name is Jonas. Undone, the Sweater song. Man, what went wrong?
Who was it, in case people aren't...
Oh, that was Weezer. Oh, come on. If you don't know that that's Weezer, then take a long, hard look in the mirror, go out and buy the Blue Album Pinkton, and then that's your Sunday sorted. It's your bank holiday. You don't even need to go out these days. You could probably stream it on Spotify.
Or other streaming services.
Or just listen to XFM, because, you know, that's what I'm going to do with my Sunday. And now, Lloyd Griffith is late, because his Uber has taken a lot of wrong turnings. Have we discussed it? We haven't discussed Uber. Let's discuss Uber. Are you with Uber?
Never been in an Uber.
Haven't you?
No.
The taxi service?
I'm a traditionalist. I like the black cabs, mate.
Do you? Fair enough. Uber is just changed my life completely. It's terrible. I'm the laziest man in the world now. Do you know they rate you and you rate them at the end? So you give them a star rating out of 5, but they rate you and you don't know what your rating is.
Really?
You could ask, but I don't want to know. Imagine if I've got a low rating. I'm actually actively trying to entertain them in the back. They're getting a free XFM show in my quest for 5 stars.
Do you talk up to the vocal on the radio if they've got the radio on?
Yeah, I do. I say that was Weezer. Has anyone in this cab ever been to a strangely themed party? If you have, just talk to me. I'm in the back. I don't know why I've got such a low rating. So Lloyd will be here. We'll ask him about his Uber experience. It's in Manchester now as well. This is the thing. I don't know. Pick the ethical bones out of this. Someone who is a guest on this show occasionally, Matthew Crosby. Let's just say it is. So you've got a code that if you recommend someone, you'll get £20 worth of free Uber journeys. So he tweets out his code. Says if you join Uber, just use this code. He's never had to pay for one in his life.
Makes sense. If it's an incentive they're using to get people to...
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I know. I just think it's, what an age we live in. If you told me when I was 10 that I'd have a friend who was tweeting out his Uber code, I wouldn't have known what was going on.
Because you didn't have a friend?
Oh, that's needless. I mean, that's just by the by.
Josh Widdicombe.
Let's talk about sax now, eh? That's Noel Gallagher, Riverman. And his High Flying Birds, give them their credit. Favourite sax in a song?
Oh,
I thought that sounded a bit... It's quite Dark Side of the Moony, that sax, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like a bass sax.
I'm more of a Baker Street kind of guy.
Okay.
I've noticed Lloyd has arrived because the phone is here, but he's just had the world's most awkward taxi journey because we've received a tweet from him saying that while we were talking about the fact his Uber's going all the wrong ways, he was sat in an Uber listening to... That is an awkward situation because also the guy will have his name. So the guy can see that the Lloyd Griffiths we're talking about in an Uber is the guy he's driving. He's definitely staring a 1-star in the face. There's no way to turn that round. I mean, it must... New topic, 83936, or tweet us at XFM. What's the most awkward cab journey you've ever had? I don't know. What would you have done if you were Lloyd? Would you have referenced it?
No, definitely not.
Wouldn't you?
No. I'd have gone, oh, that's a coincidence.
What? That someone called Lloyd Griffith in an Uber going to Leicester Square? Oh, he's never going to get picked up again. Brilliant. Well, he's on in a bit, if he makes it up the stairs.
Josh Widdicombe. XFM.
Lloyd Griffith has made it.
Hello.
Awkward journey?
I mean, the most awkward journey.
Take us through it.
Well, I got an Uber at, I think...
Can I just say, other cab firms are available, and Trevor in Bexley says Halo also have the rating system. I don't want the rating system, though. I want to not be rated.
I just want to get there on time.
Yeah, so what happened?
Well, I ordered a cab. It came at, I'd say, 10:15.
Yeah.
And it said 20-minute journey. I was like, that is fine. And then he decided to take a number of routes that I think are unorthodox. Like, when you get in an Uber, it shows you the route you're going on. And then he turned right just after Albert Bridge Road.
He overruled.
I was like, oh, dear me, mate. Because this app has got stuff built into it that is brained on. Do you know what I mean? Like, it tells you, oh, there's traffic here, there's traffic there. He didn't know that.
You think the app is better than his brain?
Yeah, well, for traffic, yes.
Not for, like,
no.
day-to-day living.
Day-to-day living, and, I mean, yeah, like, the app knows traffic and rating systems.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he went right at Albridge Road, and I'm like, oh, God, mate, I think you've got a howler here. And then he did. And then he took another... Oh, actually, I think I've gone the wrong way. Let's go this way. So he's gone that way. The worst thing is, I then mentioned to him that I'm on the radio show. I went, oh, can we switch on XFM, please? I'm running a little bit late, and I want to see if they're slagging me off. And so he put it on. I go, are you on this radio show? I was like, well, yeah, I should have been 3 minutes ago, mate. And then you popped up going, Lloyd Griffith's late. His Uber car's taking a number of wrong turns. And then the conversation went from chatter to absolute silence. Like nothing. Like the guy just like looked in his rearview mirror at me, and then that was it. And I was like, well, I mean, he's definitely getting a 1 star, but I think I also might be getting a 1 star too. And I've got 4.8 rating, do you know what I mean?
How did you leave it?
I got out at Trafalgar Square and went, yeah, here I'll do, mate, thanks, bye. And then just ran out.
Oh, that's so awkward. I do apologise.
But no, it's fine, but it was my ego going, I'm actually on the radio, mate, so pop on
Do you want a bad taxi journey to make you feel better?
Yeah, go on.
This is Kirsty in Manchester. My awkward taxi ride was when my ex-boyfriend's dad picked me up from what was clearly me doing the walk of shame 2 weeks after I broke up with his son.
Oh, dear.
I mean, that is awful.
Yeah.
Would you reference it? No, you wouldn't, would you?
No. I don't think my mum's listening. I sincerely hope she's not. I once got picked up by one of my mum's friends. That's actually one of my best mates' uncles, Martin Francis in Grimsby, and he picked me up after I'd been out. And it was about 10 in the morning, and I needed to get back home, back to my mum's house. And yeah, he picked me up, and he was like, "Hello, mate, where have you been?" I was like, "My mate John's house, and please don't tell my mum." And it was really awkward. And then he cottoned on, and then basically he's been blackmailing me for 10 years since.
It's good to get it out there.
Josh Widdicombe. Podcast. XFM.
They've certainly got a sound, haven't they, the Cribs? Like, you know it's the Cribs.
Good one.
A good one, yeah. I didn't mean that as a...
No.
Yeah. But the old Jarman brothers.
It sounds like they could have been big in the early 90s as well. The Cribs, do you know what I mean?
Sadly, they weren't.
No.
Otherwise, you know.
Probably at school.
You what?
Probably at school.
No, probably at school. Now, that was a bit of a dead end, but there we go. I don't know where I don't know why I said it was sad. Anyway, let's move on from the Cribs. This is the Josh Widdicombe Show. I was going to say, we haven't asked you, obviously, about singing disasters, which is the question we've posed because you're here. Mm-hmm. You must have had some singing disasters. Just to fill people in, you're a comedian, but you're also, I was going to say, qualified choir chorister. What's the phrase?
I mean, I go with the word choir boy.
Choir boy.
It's the easiest to explain, even though I'm obviously a choir man.
Yeah.
But, I am a choir boy.
What singing disaster have you had?
Well, when I was 16 years old, I got asked to sing at Blundell Park, home of Grimsby Town FC.
Yeah.
And...
your beloved.
My beloved. My first and true love. Honestly, I love them. But they asked us to sing on Easter Monday, big game, Grimsby Town versus Sheffield Wednesday. That's how long ago it was. I think it was 2000. And they said, look, do you want to come and sing some hymns before the game? And I was like, absolutely not. That'll be awful. And I've always wanted to play football for Grimsby. That never happened because... For the listeners, I am...
You're a good goalie, aren't you?
An incredible goalkeeper, but 5'8.5" on a good day. Depends what studs I'm wearing.
Is it true that you shrink during the day?
Yeah.
Have you heard this? You're 2 inches taller in the morning.
Am I?
It can't be 2 inches.
No, it's not 2 inches. It's something to do with...
I mean, that is a significant amount of height.
Like, that's why I stay lying down in an attempt to just maintain that height.
Why? What, so do you grow in the night?
No, it's your body, like your kind of cartilage and stuff, kind of swells back to its normal length. And that's because you're standing up. You compress everything throughout the day.
Anyway, you're at Blundell Park.
So if I need to go for goalkeeper trials, I need to go, like, between 6 and 10 in the morning to measure me and go, oh, actually, you're 6 foot.
Also, there's another urban myth on that, which is that Peter Shilton used to hang off the banisters with weights on his feet, and, and his arms, consequently, are 2 inches longer than they should be.
That's amazing.
I don't know if that's true, but that's certainly a myth.
If he's listening, text him.
Yeah, and he can text in from a further distance from his head. Anyway, you're at Blundell Park.
Yes, I was at Blundell, and I never got to play for Grimsby Town because even though I am a very good goalkeeper, I'm short and fat. And so my mates, like Brendan and Timmy, they were like, we had season tickets together.
Yeah.
But look, you're too fat to be a goalie, but you're fat enough to be a singer, and you're quite good at it. So go and have a go. So after about 2 weeks of them persuading me, went to Blundell Park and we sang the national anthem, and then we sang Grimsby Town's "We Only Sing When We're Fishing" in 4-part choral harmony, and it was going all right. And then the pontoons started kicking in, and they sang a song, and I thought they were joining in, but they weren't. They were singing "Who's the Fat," and we used the word "bloke" in the blue, and that went to the tune of "Who's the fat bloke in the blue? Who's the fat bloke in the blue?" For about 30 seconds, about 2,000 people, and it turns out it was me they were talking about.
That's harrowing.
The worst thing was, I went round to the back of the pontoon about 10 minutes into the game, and Brendan and Timmy there, and they were like, "Mate, we're so sorry." I was like, "No, it's fine. You know, you're just trying to persuade me to do my two loves. It backfired, but please, can we never mention this to anyone ever at school when we go back next term?" Like, yeah. No, we're sorry about the chant because we started it as a bit of a joke. So, thanks to...
Well, we'll see later on whether you did get your dream of singing at Wembley. But before that, some terrible cab journeys. In a cab, I've just seen Joe Wilkinson heading to the beach in green shorts.
Josh Widdicombe, XFM.
Arcade Fire on the Josh Widdicombe Show. Lloyd Griffith is still here.
Hello.
Hello. Do you want to hear some text from our audience? Why not? We haven't talked about parties with weird themes since you got here.
Sorry.
It's all right. It's not your fault. Paul in Bournemouth. I actually went to a fancy dress party dressed as a penguin. When I arrived, there was only 2 of us dressed up, and I couldn't drink because of the beak. That is the saddest story I've ever heard. I mean, I do feel sorry for him, but I don't ever go in. I hate fancy dress anyway, so
I actually quite like it.
Do you?
Yeah.
Why do you like it? I think it's no fun.
I'm quite a flamboyant character anyway. And just any opportunity to dress up, I will do.
Will you?
Yeah. I went to because I studied music at university, and we had a fancy dress party. You had to dress up as a composer, and I got there, and everyone was there dressed up as like Gesualdo or Mozart in like proper like Victorian and garb and Renaissance garb, and I turned up as a tree, and they were so angry because feeling like what he came out was like bark. And they genuinely didn't speak to me for like an hour and a half.
Oh my word!
I thought that was quite. I mean, it's not the funniest joke
for you, mate.
I've ever done.
No, it doesn't show you in a great light.
And that was before the comedy career. That was just when I was just, like
just dabbling,
just a poor muso. Just getting by at parties with funny stories.
James in Manchester in the 80s, my family organised morning television parties.
Oh, they sound
where they would just record BBC Breakfast, turn up in their pyjamas, and drink until it became fun. That's the worst event of all time.
That sounds awful.
That does sound terrible. James has added, "I'm glad I was born in 1996.
He was born in 1996?
I know, I don't even want to think about the fact that he was born in 1996.
So he doesn't know about Shearer and Sheringham, does he? The SAS partnership.
He doesn't, no, exactly.
Oh, makes me sick. Young people.
What year were you born in?
1993. No, sorry, 1983.
Oh, the same as you. Same as me.
I'm 29 in 7 quarters.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I was trying to work that one out then. But you're not. You're more than that.
No, it's 31 and a half, isn't it? Is it?
You're 29 and 11 quarters.
Oh, yes, I am. I've been saying that wrong.
Josh Widdicombe, XFM.
Hello.
Hello.
That's quite close, sorry.
No, it's all right.
Got excited.
Earlier on, we were discussing egg toasters.
Egg toasters?
A man had claimed that he had a toaster that could boil an egg.
Don't believe it.
Well, we've had a lot of correspondence on it. For instance, Tricia. Egg toasters have been around for years. My brother-in-law bought us one. Never used it. It's ridiculous and under the stairs boxed.
Good. So...
This is from a man who had an egg... he had an egg toaster.
Yeah.
A toaster that could do eggs. So he had a party where people came around and had egg on toast. He's added that it was in the evening. This is James Aronson who's replied. It also involved an Easter egg hunt.
Well, they're all by the toaster, aren't they?
Your anger at this.
It just sounds like the worst party ever.
Do you
Why would
think?
you do that?
Does it sound worse than Pat, who I went to a birthday party where the main theme was no alcohol and you had to bring your own fruit?
Well, that sounds like it's the worst Adam and Eve party ever.
What would you bring? Pineapple.
I'd probably... No, yeah, a pineapple or a kumquat.
I was in a green room the other day, there was a pineapple. Who is eating... in a dressing room at a TV show? Who is taking time before a TV show to eat a pineapple?
Which show was it?
I can't remember, but it was at ITV Studios.
Oh, we get it, mate. You do a lot. All right, fair enough. I've done one TV show.
Did you get
mate.
a pineapple?
I took it home, mate. Popped it in the bag. Because it depends, though. Because if it's like it depends what show it is, really. Because if it's like a cooking show, then...
No, it wasn't a cooking show. It was a comedy light entertainment show, probably.
Oh, really?
And they provided a pineapple.
Did they provide a knife?
No. So there we go. But still, you know, a win's a win. A free pineapple's a free pineapple.
Josh Widdicombe.
Immigrant Song on XFM, Led Zeppelin. Josh Widdicombe, still joined by Lloyd Griffith.
Hello?
Griffiths?
I mean, you've
Griffith.
been saying it wrong all day, but I just
Didn't want to pick me up on
didn't
it.
want to pick up. That's your show.
Ivo Graham.
Ivor Graham, or as my card said when I came to do Fighting Talk with you at the BBC Manchester studios, Oliver Graham. Graham spelled Graeme.
How are you?
It's lovely to be making an impression. I'm very well, thank you.
So you've gone above and beyond to be on here today, haven't you?
I've made an effort. I like to call it heroism, but it's just desperation to be on the radio, really, and not to stay up north. No, I could have stayed up north. I did a gig in a place called Barnard Castle last night, which is absolutely lovely. No? Face from Lloyd Griffith.
Oh, very nice, but a long way away, mate.
A very long way away, thank you, Lloyd. So travelled up at leisure yesterday afternoon, but too late to get any travel back to London that evening, especially if you're going on last. Not a choice they agreed with. So there was a lovely hotel option, but it would have been too tight to get the train back this morning. And of course, lest we forget, I've also got a League One playoff final to be planning for. So I didn't want to get stuck on a train this morning. So I took the overnight National Express. Oh. 050 Darlington, 4:15 Milton Keynes, 6:20 London Victoria. That's great. At least I can get straight on the tube. Nope, doesn't open until 7 on a Sunday. Absolutely infuriating.
You should have got an Uber.
Well, I gather
Let's not
Uber's been-
talk about that. That is... what did you do on the bus?
So, it was quite... I've only taken a couple of overnight buses in my sort of career/life.
The last time, I remember when we did a show in Edinburgh together in 2010, the Comedy Zone.
Oh, yeah.
You were very tired for the opening gig.
Because I'd come up on the bus.
Come to Edinburgh on the overnight bus.
Absolutely terrible. Such a false economy of like stinginess to like long-term sort of comfort, because it's a long month and you don't want to start it off the back of... Yeah, that'd be, and it wasn't even Megabus Gold, which is I've still not done, but everyone says absolutely lovely, almost as good as not taking an overnight bus. But the national...
Is that their slogan? Almost as good as not being on it.
Plus 50p booking fee. But the ones I've done before, they're usually quite empty, so I thought this would be absolutely fine. Get the back three, lie across them, push the armrests up. They don't go all the way up, but you can lie sort of just underneath. If anything, they trap you from rolling off.
Underneath the armrests?
Yes. It's the original title of Underneath the Arches by, I don't know. But it was absolutely rammed, and it was a nightmare situation of getting on at Darlington.
Straight.
I was sat up straight, but I didn't even have my full seat because the one free seat was next to it, and it's such a sort of lazy, mean joke, but a very, very large man who...
Were you aisle or window?
I was aisle.
Oh, that's the worst. You couldn't even lean on the window.
But I'd rather have that than be trapped against the window by him, I think. And he was really sort of this sort of farce at Darlington where the bus wouldn't set off until I'd sat down, and people were sort of waking up from their sleep, sort of going, why aren't we setting off? And it was because he initially refused to give his seat to me. And I was like, there is nowhere else on the bus. It's not me being a sort of one of those people who takes umbrage with people leaving their bag on a seat and deliberately sits there to wind them up.
What I love is that you got on in Darlington and it was already awkward with the person you sat next to.
Do you get allocated seats, or was
You
it
don't
just
get allocated seats. No.
Oh, that is bleak.
Entirely
So did you
random.
get any sleep at all?
I did get a bit of sleep, and I've had a few hours in a bed in London as well since returning back. So, well, yes, congratulations to me. I have a home.
Josh Widdicombe.
What I alive on XFM now. It's a special return for a feature we all loved, Neil, on the Josh Widdicombe show. It was Call My Josh. Never worked as a title, but I'm going to give you 5 things of a topic. You just have to say whether they're true or false, Lloyd Griffiths.
Yep.
Ivo Graham, you can take part as well.
Yes.
Okay. Now, this is on things that happened on the U2's 1992 Zoo TV tour. Widely considered to be one of the greatest tours of all time.
The greatest follies of all time.
I'm going to watch it on YouTube. There's a full concert from Sydney, but it's an hour and 40 minutes.
Can we get text?
To give you an
if anyone's
idea,
been?
things that did happen that aren't in this, they had a live link-up with people in Sarajevo who are currently going through a war,
Oh, that'd be nice.
which Larry Mullen Jr. described as very awkward. And also, at one point, Bono was dressed as the devil and would crank call the White House.
Wow.
That's the levels we're working on here. Okay.
Wow.
How many can you get out of 5?
So I'm so excited to hear which ones you've, as someone who's talked about this with you, I can't wait to hear which ones you've made up for this.
Okay. During the London gig, were they joined for a guest appearance on stage by the novelist Salman Rushdie? What are your thoughts?
I'd say, bearing in mind that they called in Sarajevo, then Salman's the kind of guy that would...
He at this time
be on
would
it.
have had, I don't know if he still has,
Fatwa.
a fatwa on his head.
Yeah. So, I reckon, yeah. But I reckon he had that, like the Pope glass in front of him. Do you know what I mean? So no one could ever...
So you're going to go with yes?
I'm going to go yes.
Correct, 1 out of 1.
Get in!
The band would come on to We Will Rock You, sung by George Bush Sr.
Do you know the answer, Ivo?
I'm giving it my best poker face, Lloyd.
Ooh, interesting.
Don't let this be an added dimension. Do not look at me.
I'm gonna say no. That didn't
It
happen.
was in fact true.
Oh,
Oh,
It was edited, they'd edited together, so it looked like George Bush Sr. was singing.
oh well then you...
Yeah,
no,
actually-
yes, I'm afraid.
sorry,
Joshua.
I'm contesting that.
Are you going to contest it?
I'm contesting that. Sorry. No, I'm contesting that.
Neil?
The question that you... We can
Yeah,
go through-
actually, the way you phrased it.
Upheld?
phrased it.
Okay, I accept that.
Yeah,
Right.
it was correct.
So,
During
It would have been too obvious if he'd said a cassette boy style mashup.
during this is I've done nothing with this, well, or I might have made it up, slightly giving it away there. During Who's Going to Ride Your Wild Horses, the Edge would get his balls out.
I mean, come on. What, behind his guitar? Or where would the guitar be? Would it be on his groinal area?
It was his guitar was above, so you could
His guitar was above. And then he had his
yeah.
old knackers out underneath.
Yeah. You get true or false?
I'm gonna go false.
It is false.
Yes.
Can I ask, Josh?
Yeah.
Just again, a little glimpse behind the curtain. I'm reading over your shoulder, and it actually says "During the Fly."
Yeah, I thought it was,
and you
I
changed it to.
I thought it looked like it was a pun on his flaws.
Oh right.
But then also, what songs did you go for in the end?
Who's going to ride your wild horses? Is that what it's
And again, that was quite a...
Yeah. Euphemistic.
Yeah.
Prior to the encore, there'd be filmed confessions from audience members shown. One night, a man admitted to killing someone.
Yeah, that is definitely true.
That is true, yes.
I am absolutely nailing this quiz.
You've got 3 out of 3, and 1 has been deleted from history.
And I can't
for the
stand you two.
for the clean sweep. During New Year's Day, the band were replaced by their dads.
No. That is not true.
You don't think that Larry Mullen Sr.?
No. Who's,
Bono's dad?
yeah.
Don't know, but he's got quite a voice on him. No, it is false. 4 out of 4.
Well done.
Good feature. We should bring it back.
I'm really enjoying. And there's more on that Wikipedia page. Was it clear that it was New Year's Day the song rather than just?
I genuinely actually thought New Year's Day, the calendar date.
Right.
Ah, right.
I didn't think you were talking about the song.
Oh, right, I was talking about... Either way, it was false.
Josh Widdicombe. XFM.
Now, Fatboy Slim, this is Josh Widdicombe on XFM. Lloyd Griffith.
Hello.
Ivo Graham.
Hello.
Are both in the building. Producer Neil.
Hi.
Hi. Now, Ivo, each week we give you a hypothetical scenario
Yep.
to work through. I think this week's a good one. I think it's a genuinely difficult situation. You are Britain's Eurovision entry next year.
Oh, wow.
And you need to get 10 points minimum.
How many did we get last night? I didn't
5.
watch it. Ooh.
What would you do? You'd be all right, Lloyd, but
I'd absolutely rip it.
what would you do, Ivo?
No,
How would you play it?
Sorry, why would Lloyd rip it?
Because he can sing.
I can sing.
When has that mattered ever on Eurovision?
So what would you do?
87% of the time.
I would do, well, if I've only got to get 10 points, I would devote the entire thing to currying favour with one or two particular nations. It doesn't matter whether you wind up the others.
You'd go all in with Ireland.
Absolutely not Ireland, because because I think they'd still not vote for you anyway because of the old rivalry, and B, because I don't want to be doing an Irish jig. But
I think if you did an Irish jig, it would, if anything, harm your chances of getting points from Ireland.
yeah, I mean, Michael Flatley's at home, idly flicking through the channels, and he sees me as the British entry, making his moves, loaning them. I would probably go for some sort of possibly Eastern European. I've completely forgotten. Can.
You go for an Eastern
I go for actually, I don't know, is the Eastern Bloc the right people to be trying to curry favour with?
So,
You need
by
to sing
curry
it.
favour,
Yes.
you mean you'll just do their dance?
Am I allowed to
You write the song.
How much notice have I got in advance of Eurovision for
now.
this?
But you've got to write the song yourself.
When you say it's now, it's happening this evening?
No, you've got a year.
Oh, okay, right. So I can dedicate a lot of time to the PR campaign as well. And I can, write to the heads of state to... I'm trying to make this a diplomatic exercise.
What kind of song would you sing, though? Like, would you go for a love song? Would you go for, like, a Euro kind of, like, poppy song? Or would you go folk?
I'd go...
You've got to play all the instruments yourself.
Right. What, like one of those guys at train stations with all the different symbols on the knees?
Very talented people, they are.
No, I'm not. It's a multitasking feat like no other. But
So what are you going to go with? What song would you do? Can you play an instrument?
no, I can't.
I can teach you if we've got a year. Can we actually, genuinely,
I've got no interest in
submit
being a
Ivo?
British Eurovision entry in 2016.
Anybody can enter it.
Yeah. Are you not
And I
tempted?
think-
Lloyd, with all due respect, you didn't even get to sing at the conference playoff.
Wow.
There's no Twitter campaign for this.
That is
I hope Preston North End win today.
Oh,
so what would your song be called?
I love Finland. I've gone for Finland. I think they're
Big picture of
swayable.
Sammy Hippier behind you.
And
I love Finland.
how many? What's the maximum amount of if a country votes for you
12
as their favourite?
points.
Yeah, so that's. I don't even have to be there for. And then second is 11 points.
No, 10. So you
10.
need to be in the top 2.
So they could vote for Finnish. I'm not trying to beat the Finnish entry. I know you can't vote for your own.
Can't vote for your own.
Even better. I'm absolutely fine. I think I love Finland.
What will you wear? I'd like to see what you'd wear.
White and blue, surely.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe you
gear.
could be...
Dressed as Pingu.
I thought you could be topless, but then you could wear the Finnish flag as a sarong.
Oh, that'd be good.
I don't really know how a sarong works. Can
Like a
I
skirt.
see my...
Like if you get out of the shower, your towel.
Oh, right, I see.
I presume that's how you wear a towel. You don't do it like a woman, under your armpits.
No,
do you?
I to cover my shame. I can't really think about it beyond like what I'd actually do. I've got no musical talent. I can't really sing.
That's where I can come in. I can teach you how to sing. We've got a year.
Yeah, I
easily
think you'd be
doable.
all right. Would you go big on your performance?
Yeah, I think. Can you have guest dancers?
Yeah.
Big time.
Am I allowed to bring those in?
Yeah, but you've got to dance. You've got to do their dance with them.
Oh yeah, I'll happily lead the pack.
As you dance
I'll
to
be
I Love Finland.
But it'll be like the Let's Dance for Comic Relief, where you're technically doing the same dance as the backing dancers, but they're the pros.
Well, I think we've got to the bottom of that. I think you're going a bit all in.
Yeah, well, but also I like to think that it's such a ludicrous comedy thing that other countries would find it quite funny as well. I think you'd get a few third favourite things. For
I love Finland.
But that's also I've gone for
8
Finland
points from
because it's so neutral. Like that, no one's going to be annoyed at you going for Finland, really. The dream scenario is Finland to win Eurovision, and me just to get my 10 points to survive whatever the punishment for not doing this feature well enough is, and then I get invited to Finland to join the Eurovision party to sing at the following year's opening ceremony as an honorary guest.
I think that what we've learned best is that Ivo thinks the Eurovision has an opening ceremony.
Josh Widdicombe.
XFM. Some texts following up things we've discussed earlier. My sister and I are convinced that snow globes were called something different before American television. Have you got any insight on this? That is from Gillian Duffy.
No.
It can't be the Gillian Duffy, can it? What?
Not the author.
No, I thought Gillian Duffy was the woman that Gordon Brown accused of being a bigot.
Oh, I'm thinking of Carol Ann Duffy.
Yes, the poet Carol.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Carol Ann, which is-
Gillian Duffy is much funnier.
Do you think... That's neat.
I'm sorry.
Do you think it is the Gillian Duffy? I don't think Gillian Duffy, the bigot, would...
Do you think snow globes is one of the bigoted terms that Gillian Duffy uses?
Well, I'm trying to think of an entendre, but there isn't either.
It's a good one for any unfinished business next week.
We've also got... It is. If you've got anything on snow globes, Josh at XFM.
That's classic Gillian Duffy. You have to go back the following week.
It's also from Kate, and she's tweeted in, I was the co-host of the Egg and Toast party.
I mean, I'm not buying this Egg and Toast party.
I'd like to say it was the third best party we've ever thrown. It beat our Pointless party.
Ooh.
I'd have loved a Pointless party.
Pointless party, get this, but this Egg and Toast one, I mean...
No.
Has she only ever been to 3 parties?
Well, 4, because it's better than a Pointless party.
Ooh.
It's my flatmate's birthday next weekend. We've got people coming around the flat, and it's the FA Cup final. Obviously, I'm not concerned about watching the FA Cup, but before it, there's an FA Cup Pointless special at 2 o'clock, which...
I mean, that's going to be the greatest day of my life.
Josh Widdicombe. XFM.
Cornerstone, the Arctic Monkeys on the Josh Widdicombe Show. Before we go, any plugs, Neil? Yeah, we're doing I'll do it for you. We're doing the XFM show live in Edinburgh for 4 nights. Same venue as last year. Same lols. Same ticket price, I imagine.
Yeah, 22nd to 25th.
22nd to the 25th of August in Edinburgh. It was fun.
It was great.
Ivo.
I presume I'll be part of it for at least one of the nights, ideally.
Lloyd, right. So, Ivo, what would you like to plug?
It'd be lovely if people came to see my Edinburgh previews, which are listed on my website and on my Twitter over the next couple of months, and then I'll be performing the show No Filter at the Edinburgh Festival every day at 6.
And what is your website?
It's ivograham.com. Got
what's
there
your
early.
Twitter?
It's at Ivo Graham.
There we go. Lloyd Griffith.
Griffith. Yeah, again, same as Ivo. Come and see my show, No Filter. No, I'm joking. Come and see my show, my previews, again, on my website, lloydgriffith.com. My show is called Great Grimsby's Big Turn On. You can follow me on Twitter.
That's
at
the title,
Lloyd Griffith.
Ivo.
It's all right.
I'd also like to say hello to my friend Andrew Norton, who's working at Volvo in Grimsby, and also my friend Farley. They're the 2 plugs I'd like to do.
Oh yeah, very nice. And now, because you didn't get to sing at Wembley,
Rub it in.
would you be okay to sing us out with the national anthem? One of you can sing us out.
I'd be absolutely delighted to step in if Lloyd's feeling a bit
Okay, well,
daunted
you
by
can
the
sing,
occasion.
You can sing
I've just
it.
stood up, so...
Here we go.
Josh Widdicombe.